Welcome to Discover Indie Film. I'm your host, Jeff Howard, and I'm very excited to have filmmaker Céline Tshika with me. Hi, Céline.
Hi, Jeff.
We are on Zoom because Céline is in Cape Town, South Africa, and I'm in Los Angeles, California. Two very similar cities if you've been to both.
Yeah.
Both, actually, you can go to the beach and then go skiing. Like there's mountains and it's just they're beautiful, beautiful places. So we are coming to you from two beautiful places, and we're on Zoom. So if you don't like the sound quality, don't blame us. Blame the Zoom Corporation, who completely dominate video chat now. And Céline and I just had a wonderful podcast about her career and her film, The Wapidemic, that was at the Sherman Oaks Film Festival in 2021, and is brilliantly hilarious satire. You absolutely have to watch The Wapidemic. And good news, you can watch it. Go to Amazon Prime Video and type in Discover Indie Film, and it's in Season 7, Episode 1. Absolutely hilarious, smart, brilliant, funny, all the good stuff. And this podcast that you're listening to now is not about that. We're going to get Céline's answers to the Discover Indie Film 4 questions, which are 3 favorite films, an underrated film, an overrated film, and a lesser-known film for people to seek out. It's just kind of a fun way to start a film discussion. And to be honest, I have a friend who's a professional drummer, and he always goes on social media and starts arguments by saying, like, you know, the most overrated drummer in rock history is, and then he gives a name and says, fight me. So he inspired me to ask the same similar questions about film.
Okay.
And are you ready for this fun process?
A little bit, yeah. I have to be ready. I'm gonna make decisions and just stick with them. I'm gonna stick to my guns. Absolutely.
I mean, I know it's annoying to like come up with, but that's why it's 3 favorites. It doesn't mean like the best 3 films ever made or it's not even your 3 favorites of all time. It's just a sampling, like, you know, not too much pressure. There will be no criticism, only encouragement.
Okay. All right. Okay. So my 3 favorite films. One of them is Megamind. You know, I'm a simple girl.
That is a really good film.
Megamind. It just has great heart. It's so easy to rewatch and just adorable, lovable characters. I know that this has been sufficiently rated and awarded, but Moonlight was just incredible. I wept throughout most of it. And then I think I'm going to save that for the next question. But then I'll put Portrait of a Lady on Fire. I thought was incredible as well. That was incredible. It was such a great watch. It was a great rewatch. I think I've rewatched it 3 to 4 times.
Yeah, 3 wonderful films. I love the breadth that you have in that. That just shows, because all are wonderful. And Moonlight, Moonlight is just stands alone for as a human drama.
Yes, and it stuck with me. That last performance just sat with me for days. It was just wow. Beautiful.
And I got to admit, I love that you have Megamind on there because, you know, well, I was forced to watch a lot of kids' films over the last, 10 to 15 years.
Yes.
But I did not mind because I think the quality is so high. And all the time I would walk around going, how come they put more effort into the screenplays of these animated films aimed for the family audience?
Yes.
And then I watched something made for grown-ups and like you could tell they didn't take the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That was some really great animated films that we made. Yeah, obviously Megamind included, but even Up was good. I'm cheating and I'm sneaking one in, but it was also just an incredible film that also sat with me. And I thought, wow, someone really put effort into the screenplay.
Right, yeah. Up was wonderful. All these films are Moana, WALL-E.
Oh my gosh,
these
Moana.
films made amazing, and they have an amazing message.
Yes, exactly.
Go figure.
Yeah.
Well, I like your list a lot, so we can continue. So you move something from favorite into your underrated, which I love because
Yes.
I do the same thing. If when people make me answer this, I go, well, I'll save that one. I'll move that one from favorite to underrated so I can add another favorite.
Yeah, exactly. So I think my most underrated film, I would say, is Always Be My Maybe. It's a rom-com that's made. I'm not really a rom-com person, but here and there. This was a Netflix film starring Ali Wong and Randall Park. So they're just two comics that I like. I love individually. And then seeing that they came together for a film, I was like, oh, I have to watch this. And I've rewatched it a few times. It is cute. The comedy part of the rom-com is really funny. And it has a great cameo. It just has everything you want in a rom-com. So, yeah.
That's right. The cameo I remember the cameo. That was an amazing cameo.
Amazing cameo. Just
and I love that film. That was really, and Ali Wong wrote it, I believe. Yeah.
Yes, they both. I think. Yeah.
Did they co-write it?
Co-wrote it. Yeah.
And I love that Randall Park chose to, he broke type and he made his Korean American guy a stoner. And what can I say? I don't mean to criticize white people, but when white people write an Asian character, they never make him the chill out stoner guy.
Yeah, exactly.
There's always a prejudicial, stereotypical presentation of Asian people. So
yeah. I loved it. It's such a good time. And I just, I want to see more people talking about it. So that's my entry.
Wonderful. That's your underrated. Okay. Do you have an overrated?
I think I have an overrated director.
You can do a couple if you want.
I haven't yet been impressed by Stanley Kubrick. I think that I haven't watched 2001: A Space Odyssey, so I can't comment on that. In all of my hating, it's all kind of directed at one particular aspect of his films that I just don't like. I can understand the pacing and the slowness and the long takes, but at some point it starts feeling very self-indulgent. And I didn't think I read this whole thing about how he's this creative visionary genius, and I was like, I don't know, it's not really. So I think I watched 3 of his films and I was like, oh, I'm seeing something similar here. And I think The Shining, Clockwork Orange, oh my gosh, deeply traumatic. And then Eyes Wide Shut, also just wow. Whew, just heavy.
Yeah, that's I support you again. And those 3, oh my goodness, so I'll just say that before he listened to his own press and decided he's going to be the masterpiece maker, if you go back and watch Dr. Strangelove, because that is pure satirical comedy about the Cold War. And Dr. Strangelove is one of the funniest films ever made. Peter Sellers plays 3 roles, and it's Kubrick, and it's funny. So what can I say?
Thank you.
I happen to love 2001 as well, but that's a big one. That's a big one. That's a mouthful. I admittedly haven't watched it.
Yeah.
For a few decades.
No, I've heard good things. I don't suspect that the issues that I have with those 3 films are in 2001: A Space Odyssey, just from what I know about it.
Yeah. But it's so visionary. It's funny.
I found in the 3, I don't know, it felt a bit creepy. It felt like there was a lot of superfluous nudity. It felt very male gazy, and it made me uncomfortable a lot of the time in a way that I don't think it was meant to, or I can't tell if it was meant to, or if it's just using that as an excuse. I don't know. It just felt.
I've angered people with my criticism of Eyes Wide Shut because I'm like, I love a lot of Kubrick, but he managed to make a sex orgy boring.
Yeah. Yes.
And a movie about a movie about a wild bacchanal people in a mansion outside of London getting naked. That should be thrilling. And I could not care less. And I kind of feel sorry for him because what can I say? I don't think he cast that film very well.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is a brilliant movie star. If you want a movie star, he's great.
Yeah.
But if you want him to play a troubled husband, not sure that's in his wheelhouse.
I don't. I wasn't sure if I was meant to hate him as much as I did. Like, I didn't like him, and I felt it put me off the film. And yeah, Eyes Wide Shut, I think, is probably the most of the overrated. But I was like, I don't know. There are a lot of big reviews on it, and I think it just didn't grab me. It didn't. So yeah, that's my overrated. That's my entry.
That's a good choice.
I trust your taste. So I will check out Doctor Strangelove.
It's so hopefully, yeah. I'll say no more. And thank you for trusting my taste.
I definitely do.
and so that brings us to the last one.
The last one, a lesser known film that I think people should check out. Damn it. Can I cheat and put two? Just because I'm not sure if one is...
I always tell everyone, I'm not wearing a black and white striped shirt with a whistle. I'm not going to pull out a red card. These rules are not hard and fast. So please give two.
Great. Okay. So there's two. One is, it's actually on Netflix. It's called Cuties. It's a French film called Mignon in French. It came on a fire. It got a lot of controversy from people who didn't actually watch the film, I don't think. Yeah, it was that one where people wanted it to be taken off of Netflix. But it's so brilliant, and I related to it so much. I grew up loving dance, and it just hits on so many things. It's about like an African immigrant family in France, and the little girl wants to be part of this dance crew. And it's kind of a commentary on the like hypersexualization of dance and women. And so young girls see that, and like that's what they assume means to be a dancer. And so, yeah, I just related to that so much. I wanted to be like a hip hop dancer as a kid. And then you start seeing like the girls who are on hip hop videos look a certain way and dance a certain way. And you think, okay, cool. Yeah, that's what but you're too young to understand, it. So I think it's just such a great coming of age thing. And it has so much nuance and just incredibly brilliant. So can't talk that film up enough. And I think people should check it out. And then the other one is a film called Rafiki. It's a Kenyan film. It's like a romance. It's a bit tragic, but it has a lot of warmth and cuteness and and also just a feel of being in an African country I'm Congo born, so it made me feel like reminiscent of being in Congo. And yeah, I think it's just really great social commentary as well, and just cute. So
I've heard of it, not seen it. So those are two wonderful recommendations for me personally, because I've heard of both and wanted to see both. And honestly, I didn't take Cuties off my list because of the controversy, but now I really want to see it. And by the way, I love dance too.
Oh, really?
I can't dance. But especially dance performance, I just think it's one of the most beautiful human art forms. In fact,
I'm with you.
I could have said this after we stopped recording, but I'm just going to share exciting news, which is I was invited to be a guest curator at a dance film festival based in England, in Exeter, in Kent. Yeah. And the programmer of that festival, I said, these films are so good. Would you want to curate a season of the Discovery Indie Film TV series of all dance films? And she said, yes. So you're in season 7. I believe season 8 of Discovery Indie Film is going to be all dance.
Oh my gosh.
And these films are beautiful. And I cannot get enough of the way dancers move their bodies on camera.
Yeah. Okay, that's so great. I'm so glad to hear it. I have 2 friends now. One who's this contemporary dance. I mean, he can do anything if it's classified as dance, but he's just breathtaking to watch. I couldn't take my eyes off of him on stage. It was just, what is happening to me right now? It's just, I love dance as an art form, and it's just, So I'm so glad to share that with you.
Yeah, isn't it amazing? Just the way a dancer, when they put their arm out, and you know, when I put my arm out, I'm just sticking my arm out.
Yeah.
And they're like, there's a form and a symmetry and a line. It blows me away.
Yeah.
I'll add that everyone should watch your film, The Wapidemic. It's in the first episode of season 7. And guess what's in the last episode? In episode 10 of season 7 of the Discover Indie Film TV series is a film called Voices, made by Jenny Pill, who was the programmer of that festival. And Voices was made during COVID. I think it's 4 dancers from different locations around the world, and they're reading their own poem that they wrote about being trapped inside during lockdown as a performance artist, and then they recorded themselves choreographing a dance to their poem, and it's just beautiful. So,
wow.
There's a crazy, wonderful half-hour dance film that closes up season 7. Wonderful. So we start with Wapidemic and we end with dance. What can I say?
Sounds perfect.
Céline, I had people like you in mind when I programmed season 7. What can I say?
Broad tastes, yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank goodness, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love that you're you enjoy comedy and you write comedy and you perform comedy, and you're also working on a drama too. But yeah, your list reveals there's breadth, and people love art in all sizes and ways.
Yeah.
Would you want to name your website and social media, and then I'll wrap us up?
Oh, sure. Okay, so Céline Tshika. Tshika is spelled Tshika, and it's Céline with a C, like Dion. So Céline Tshika on all social media, and then CelineTshika.com website. You can go to my filmmaking tab, and that's where I have all my work. Yeah, those are my things. The film is called The Wapidemic, and I hope you check it out.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad that the most famous Céline in the world pronounces it the same way as you do, because I had a friend when Colin Powell got famous, in America as a general, and then, in the Bush administration, I had a friend who spelled his name the same way, and he'd spent decades trying to get people to call him Colin instead of colon, because colon is, of course, part of the human body. Yeah. And then Colin Powell gets hugely famous, and everyone starts pronouncing this guy's name wrong again. So it's always a bummer when someone famous makes everyone pronounce your name wrong. So I'm very happy that you go.
Yeah. I'm really grateful for her existence.
Well, Celine's website and social media will be in the show notes, clickable in the show notes of this podcast. And I will get us out of here by mentioning, yes, please watch her film, The Wapidemic. It's in the Discover Indie Film TV series. Just go to Amazon Prime Video, hopefully on a great big TV, and open the Prime Video app and type in Discover Indie Film. It'll autocomplete for you somewhere along the way, because thankfully for now it's a pretty unique title. And watch season 7, and in the first episode you'll see the season 7 has 25 wonderful films, and the first 3 films are in episode 1 with Celine's film, The Wapidemic, right in the middle. So enjoy that. Please give it 5 stars on Amazon. Be nice, write a nice review, like and subscribe to the podcast. And if you want to learn more about the podcast or series, it's discoverindiefilm.com is the website, and @DIFwins is social media everywhere. And I should mention that The Wapidemic was at the Sherman Oaks Film Festival in 2021. You can learn more about that festival that we hold every November if you go to ShermanOaksFF.com, and it's @ShermanOaksFF on social media. And there's a sister festival every June, because we're glutton for punishment and we love films. So that's Film Invasion Los Angeles. You can learn more at filminvasionla.com, and it's @FilmInvasionLA on social media. Céline, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jeff. This has been such a lovely chat.
I'm glad you had fun. I had fun too.
Yeah. Yay.
That's all we can hope to do, right? Is if we have fun chatting, then hopefully people have fun listening.
Yes. Thank you.
And I'll add one last thing. I'll say this while we're recording. I was horrified when I saw that the WAPidemic did not get an award last year. So.
Oh, no, but it did get I think, Programmer's Special
It got
mention.
Programmer's Prize.
Yes.
So it did get an award.
Yeah.
Yes, because Programmer's Prize is actually, I was going to say, well, you got to get the Programmer's Prize, but you did get the Programmer's Prize. I should have introduced it as the award-winning film, The WAPidemic.
No, that's okay.
All right, well, thank you so much for taking the time.
Sure, of course.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. And thank you, everyone, for listening.
Yay.